Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. I'm shutting off the background noise in here, fans and dehumidifier. Those are the things that were generating that much background noise before. I got a story to tell you guys. I'm sure those of you who have been with me for a while remember that I do feed the cats around here, the stray cats. And I haven't done it in at least 8 months because there's some people that were complaining. But anyway, instead of me doing it, I buy cat food and I give the cat food to one of the workers here. So they feed the cats instead of me doing it. And this morning, one of the cats that I used to feed, and in order for me to break the habit, them looking for me in the morning, when I go for my walk or short jog, I go a different place, a different route. I get out of the complex instead of the 1 mile radius that you can walk around. The cat saw me this morning. I thought he would forget me. No, you should have seen his eyes. I mean, when he saw me, his eyes bulged out, and it's like he was sitting there as if the way he used to do when I used to feed them. I could tell he recognized me. When I walked by, I didn't give him any food. He kept on looking at me, and then when I walk around him, he started following me. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't have anything to give him. But I thought I would share that story. They said, the reason why I'm sharing it is because they said that cats have short memories. No, it's been at least 8 months since the last time I fed them. Only the workers here, I buy them cat food, big boxes from Amazon, and I give it to them and they feed them. I'm sure other people do the same, and other people, they feed them from their patios and stuff. But anyway, I thought I would share that. It was very interesting, and I was shocked that he remembers me. Okay, that was my shock for this morning while I was walking. Having said that, today's Friday, so if you have your questions, please post them. And the hot news this morning is basically John Bolton's home was raided. So I'm going in reverse order. I'm going to go with the John Bolton raid first. And to whatever I feel, and it seems like that's the common consensus, or the consensus among everybody, a lot of people anyway, that I've been watching since this whole morning. And to whatever I feel, this is revenge. Trump is trying to intimidate us as well. Everything they do, the main thing, number one, is to try to intimidate the rest of us. And Trump is not doing anything that Papa Doc, since that's the dictatorship I know, did not do. And he's doing them all wrong because Ceausescu gave him the playbook on how to do dictators. He's not doing it very well, but we'll get to that in a minute. He is trying to, if he can, and that's the goal, if he can imprison Bolton, he will. I feel Trump is going to lose this case. And also, he did it to the wrong person. And to whatever, when I've been focusing on Bolton, this guy is enraged. And we know he's a bit aggressive. And John Bolton backing down. His lawyers, it seems like to me, earlier this morning, it feels like he was on the phone when I tried to touch with him to find out how he was taking this. He was trying to get, he has lawyers, he knows a lot of people, and a lot of people know him. And this year, he's going to find people to represent him. That's not a problem. So he had to get in touch with somebody early this morning. But intuitively, unless unless his lawyers, I'm looking, can convince him or make a good case as to why he shouldn't call Trump out at every turn, he's going to do it. And there is potential for mudslinging here. Because I didn't read his book. According to that lady who worked for Trump, who has her own, oh my God, she said some pretty stupid things, but the first woman who was at the White House, her husband is a very famous attorney, Kellyanne Conway. Her husband was reporting in front of, that's another person that can definitely help Bolton. He was reporting in front of the Bolton's house. And I feel all these people, and a lot more, Trump doing this basically shot himself in the foot. I saw him speaking about it this morning. This guy is delusional. He has no idea what he's doing. And people around him have no clue either. Because all those things are going to come back to bite. Thank you very much, Belinda. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Bolton could have testified during second impeachment but refused. Exactly. Even to send a signed affidavit. Now, look at him. The loyalty goes one way. Thank you for posting this, Belinda. When it comes to Trump, it's you loyal to him. He's not loyal to you. That's why he's doing this. And not only to Bolton, to anybody. That's the way he is. But he is trying to frame Bolton. But guess what? Bolton outsmarted them. Bolton expected something like that to happen, but he expected it sooner rather than now, but it happened anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. They're going to find, they can frame him and say, he did this. This is not going to stand up in court. And Bolton, it feels like to me, is going to make Trump regret that he did this. Because all these people who work with him day to day, they know what he does. They know all his bad behaviors, bad manners. He just gave them incentive to take him apart. This morning when I saw him speaking, I thought, he was so full of himself. You could tell. I don't know if you guys saw. I only saw him briefly, and I got a phone call. So I didn't hear what he said, but I could see when they first started talking to him, he was like beaming with joy that he's finally making Bolton pay for calling him out and not agreeing with his ignorance or an ignorant things that he does. I think he messed up. This is not going to work. Bolton is going to be the worst when this is over. But, obviously, I can only speak, I should only speak for myself. According to what experts, lawyers say, when you're going through something like that, don't say anything. And while the investigation and everything else is going on, you can speak later. We'll see how that goes. And as you know, I can confuse time, but let me tell you, my friends, this is not going to, Bolton is not just let this go. It's not because he accused Bolton or something. Bolton would say, okay, maybe he made a mistake. It's because Bolton knows this was done on purpose. This is revenge. He just hates Bolton. And Bolton thinks he's way smarter than everyone else. he's going to make Trump pay. And there are a lot, the other thing is everything at every turn, Trump is creating more and more enemies. Doing this to Bolton is affecting a whole lot of other people because they know if you can do this to him, he worked for you and he did the same thing to Cohen. Okay? If he could find a way to send Bolton to prison, he would. But a lot of people are looking at this, and whenever they get the chance to take a shot at you, they're going to do it. He's not making friends because I am not a fan of Bolton, but in the conservative community, he's well known and they like him. And Trump is not very popular. They don't like Trump. They don't know Trump, but they know Bolton. This is going to backfire, my friends, and it's going to be fun to watch. I'm all ears and eyes. I have popcorn. That's what's coming. And he will lose the case. Trump, that is. Because, they have a reputation that the Trump DOJ, they lie. And it's going to be obvious, and that's what's going to sink everything. And according to Conway, the husband, ex-husband of Kellyanne, the way he was talking this morning, you can fabricate, if the administration, if the regime goes in and talks to the judge, they can make up anything and accuse Bolton of anything. They will get the subpoena to, is it a subpoena or the search order or something, whatever it is. They will have it to, not a subpoena, I'm sorry, not a subpoena, a warrant, a search warrant to turn his home upside down. This is going to be interesting. That's my prediction. Now, again, Trump is doing stupid things. And the worst part about it? I've said this before, but it's worth repeating. They give him a template. Orban and Putin give him a template how they were able to change, and Putin's case, a budding democracy in Russia, and Orban, a democracy in Hungary, and change it into whatever it is today. They gave it to Trump. They explained to Trump what to do. Okay. And with Project 2025 people, they are ways of doing it. They're using basically the vehicle for Trump to be able to do everything he's done so far is through executive orders. And then his sheer force of bullying people. It's going to backfire. But this is the stupidity of the Trump people. Him too, they're all dumb. What Trump is doing, worst case, it may work for a while. I'm saying worst case. I hope this doesn't happen. The way the economy, what's going to happen with the economy, the abuse, all kinds of stuff he's inflicting on all of us, is going to turn on him. Ceausescu, like I said a little earlier, give him the playbook. Let me explain something. It's like some of us, we watch, example, okay, since we all have cars. You go on YouTube, they show you how to, for example, change your battery, okay? But you've never even opened the hood of your car, but you don't want to spend the money for whatever reason, okay? Oh, the instruction says do this, do that, do that. Everything should work. But you don't have any experience in Oh, you've never even opened the hood. Never mind. First of all, remove on bolts, remove all the bolts. Okay, you got to have the right tools to remove all the bolts. Disconnect you have to disconnect the cables first, and then remove the battery. Unscrew the bolts and remove the battery, however it is they mounted in your car. Okay, and then you have to put the right one. You have to buy the right battery. You have to put it back into the container in the car where the battery should go, where you remove the other battery from. Okay, the cables have to go the right polarity. But you've never done it before. You never thought about those things. You know what I mean? And you remember, okay, just put the cable back in, and all of a sudden you fry your computer in the car. Because you just follow the instructions and you're wondering how come this didn't work. It fried my, now you got a bigger problem in your hands. That's Trump. Okay? They gave him the book on how to be a dictator or how to become a dictator. He's doing it, but he's never done it before. No one around Trump has experience in this, and nobody around Trump can predict all the pitfalls. Just like, yes, and the YouTube instruction, the YouTube video said, make sure you put the black, wire, and the negative where they have that bar that it's a negative, and then the red wire where you see the plus. You forgot these little details. So you put red into negative and black into positive, and then you wonder why your computer got fried. That is Trump. What's going to happen? All the plans that Project 2025 gave him, plus instructions he's gotten from Putin and Orban on how to go about doing this. And I said this before, they don't apply to this country because our society, so far one thing they've been successful at, make people scared or apprehensive, and those with a lot of money, they try to avoid him altogether. They give him some money to send him away. Hopefully he'll go away, but that's not true. If he lasts long enough, he's going to come back for more. And do you guys remember I told you his hands were going to get caught in the cookie jar? Did you hear that he invested $100 million in security bills or something like that? Remember I told you that? That's going to come back to bite him too. But the point I'm trying to make to you is, what Trump is trying to do, there are so many variables, so many things that can go wrong, and they are going wrong. The only thing that hasn't happened yet, in one area, legally, he's not doing very well. Yes, he didn't win in New York, since that's what his priority is, money. He doesn't care about his reputation or anything of that sort. An appeal court in New York gave him a win. I don't think it's a win, but they removed the penalty, the $460 million or $500 million he was supposed to pay. But Letitia James is going to go after him again. This is not over. The other I read that this morning, by the way, and I wasn't surprised. The thing with Trump, okay, in court he's losing. So far, he's making headway with his other threats, but they are more dangerous. Losing in court, you can make a deal, the judge will, maybe give you a chance. Okay, or you back off or something. But the other mistakes that he's making is that's like frying the computer in your car, and now it's going to cost you $10,000 to fix the car. Yeah. What's coming? With all the mistakes that these people are not anticipating. They're not smart enough. They've never done it. They've never really, you can write all the books that you want about dictatorship, how things unfolded in Germany, how they unfolded in Italy, how in Haiti, Fidel Castro. It's all juicy, and nice. They've never had this in this country. And this is going to be an epic fail. And intuitively, based on what he's doing, like right now, attacking Bolton the way he's doing it, although everyone expected it, he's got a fan base just like Trump. And the people he knows, that fan base comprises of very powerful people. And they're looking at what you're doing to Bolton. They're going to wait the day you become vulnerable. I know Trump thinks he's going to be in the White House forever, because if you look at the way he's decorating the Oval Office, and he's building a $200 million ballroom so he can sell the presidency. This is a Putin-style stuff Trump is trying to build. Okay? And he wants to be like, as we know, he wants to be king. And intuitively, I don't feel he's going to have time to enjoy that whatever it is he's building, dining room. I don't know how many seats, but $200 million, and people are dying. They can't afford to go to the doctors. They can't afford food. And you're building a $200 million. All those things are going to come back to bite him in the butt. And like I said before, what he's doing in D.C., it's a matter of time. Something goes wrong. Or it's not only on D.C., because I can confuse geography as well. In all the places he's sending ICE to abuse migrants, major vulnerabilities. And let me say this, a lot of people, if anything goes wrong, he's going to declare insurrection, whatever. It doesn't matter. Trump simply has to wake up on the wrong side of the bed one day and says, okay, today I'm going to declare martial law. He's going to create something. As we know, he doesn't, he has no problem lying. That's what he's doing in D.C. Well, big balls, according to report. That's what he chose to latch on, to send the National Guard, and now all of a sudden they are walking around armed. Disaster waiting to happen. And let me tell you, the minute that happens, people will blame him. And all hell is going to break loose. Intuitively, I feel, I don't know if I said this here before, if something goes wrong in D.C., Trump's plan is to, basically, like I said before, he wants black people out of D.C. He's building his palace. They are not the right people. Like he said, he's removed the most vulnerable already, the homeless. Next one is the next level vulnerable. Black people who are not doing well. He's going to try to remove them. And after that, maybe if he likes your face, if he were to live long enough, as a black person or a person of color, he would maybe ignore you and let you live there. But the Trump plan is to remove all black people from D.C. And that's going to take some pressure, in a sense that they're going to try to intimidate some people, harass some people, or, arrest some people, because immigration raid, mask, stop somebody who already is in a bad mood, and they don't know who you are approaching their cars, and they open fire. And exchange of fire, he's going to declare insurrection, whatever it is. My friends, intuitively I feel it can get very nasty. because I'm seeing people coming from all directions. And the military is not going to save him. Trump doesn't know how to dictate. He doesn't think about anything. He simply acts and pray everything is going to work out. He doesn't know how to plan. And he doesn't understand you punch somebody, they'll punch you back. And that's what Trump is about to learn. I would be shocked. I hope I'm wrong. But arming the National Guard, or unless they keep them, only in the business districts, and the people in the business districts are complaining because the business is down 40%. And he made a big mistake yesterday. Those National Guard, and I don't know, military was there, I don't know. He went and spoke to them yesterday. And the usual mistake, he lies to them. He was saying, people are calling him, saying thank you, and giving an example of somebody who's never been to a dinner for the last 4 years. All of a sudden, he went out 4 nights during the week consecutively, every night. He was so happy about Trump, what Trump is doing, as if people are going to believe you. Those guys, yeah, they know you're a liar. And then you're standing there, lying to their faces. They're not going to say anything. They're polite. And also, you are the boss to do what you're doing. Very bad, my friends. But the point I'm trying to make is, arming these people, and totally, I don't feel they're gonna shoot Americans. Some of them may, because there are my guys among them. But intuitively, I was looking at those people. There is a tall guy, he's a billionaire, and the Trump thing. He used to be a governor of some, the guy is Grom something. I don't remember his name, but he's a very tall guy too. I mean, this guy was looking at Trump talking yesterday. It's like, when a husband and wife, the husband is giving a speech, or if the wife is giving a speech, you show support to them. They look at them, smile, make them feel good. That's what that guy was doing. He was gazing in Trump's eyes while Trump was lying to those troops. Unbelievable. Those troops, they understand that. Some of them are MAGA. They don't mind. But the point I'm trying to make is, they're going to go back home and tell others, yeah, we know the guy was lying. Businesses down in the districts. What he's talking about. Yeah, they smile on his face. They have to go along to get along. But my friends, Trump has no idea how to do dictatorship. He's made so many mistakes. They are so obvious. It's deadly what he's doing. He's hurting the country and a lot of us. But, and let me tell you one more thing. Going after Bolton this morning, the only thing he didn't do to Bolton is Bolton wasn't home, and they did not arrest him and lose him. But this is the first step. When I heard that they raided Bolton's home, what came to mind was one of my neighbors. He was a big guy in the government too, when I was in Haiti. Okay, I was a young guy. I know them very well. I knew his kids. He was like a couple of blocks away from me, but he had a beautiful Cadillac. My dad had a Cadillac too. I loved his Cadillac. His Cadillac was very nice. Oh my God. I think it was a presidential limousine because it had, the old cars, they used to have a third row of seats. You pull them from the rear of the front seats. That guy had that in his car. It was a beautiful black Cadillac. That was probably 1952, 1953, the year model. Oh, beautiful condition. But to the point I'm trying to make is, they came to that guy's house. They went to Bolton's house at 7, but they went to that guy's house at 5 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't there. I can't tell you what happened, but based on from neighbor to neighbor talking, they took him, till this day, we don't know what happened to him. And right now, that's what Trump is doing to migrants. Now he's attacking the other people for whatever reason he has. So he's testing to see how much he can get away with and how often he should do it. They have a long list. Kash Patel has it as a list in his book of people they're going to attack. Good luck to them. But that's what, when I heard the Bolton stuff, because I mean, you guys may be in a different frame of mind than I am. Intuitively, and, you know, as a person, given what I know about dictatorship, we are in a dictatorship, okay? It's not, there are certain, a few other steps Trump will take, and that will get us there completely. That's when, and I'll tell you what it is. He's doing everything that Papa Doc used to do. If you have, or Auburn, okay? You have a business, they can take it over, or have you pay them. Trump is doing that with Intel technology, okay? Families with money, CBS, all these people, they're paying him. That's what Papa Doc used to do, and that's what Auburn does in Hungary. I've read articles about him doing that, okay? The thing that Trump hasn't done yet, it has happened at Alligator Alcatraz, but he has not sanctioned someone to shoot one of his enemies. He has done it in the past for protesters, but it targeted one person or a family. Intuitively, that's going to be, if he were to last long enough, that's on their books to do. And by the way, as I'm saying this, I'm seeing Eggshot and Vance. They are all in. And Millard, it goes without saying. Abused them, killed them, yeah. They've spoken about it. It will happen if he were to last long enough. But you know something? Like I said yesterday, I don't know when he's going to go. And the statement he made the other day, something is scaring him. And I told you guys, a couple of you asked me, because I think I even almost forgot to mention it. One of you asked me. I don't remember exactly how it went down. Two things, I don't know which one would go first. Because like I said, the Senate, some Republican senators have gotten together to figure out how far is this going to go and when they're going to have a talk with him. Or whatever health-wise is happening, he was told about that he may be reaching the end of the line. They may not have any more medication, or the medication is doing. One of you told me if the medication is no longer effective or something to that effect, you're done. Let's see what happens. But I'm not going to, it's not something that I'm good at predicting when people are going to go. In fact, you know, I'm really bad because I tried to do it once or twice. I was wrong. You know what I mean? So I don't even want to go there. All I know, things are not well. Obviously, if you look at his hands, yeah. I mean, because he's using makeup to cover where the needle is inserted into his hand. Yeah. The back of his hand, I should say. Okay? So that's what may save us. Because once that happens, as some of you mentioned in my comment board, and it's obvious, you can't transfer MAGA. And that will give Senate Republicans and House Republicans a leg up. And also his numbers are dropping like lead. And I told you that was going to happen. they will control Vance. If Vance is the next person that takes the reign, they already spoke about that. How are they going to go about handling it? Yikes! It's time won't fly by. Sorry, but that's what we're looking at, my friends. This Trump doesn't know how to dictate, and it's going to cost him dearly. And it's not only going to be him, because he's getting so many people angry at him. They may not be able to remain in this country because it's going to be very bad. He's doing a lot of bad things. People don't forget. If they have an opportunity, just like he likes to take revenge, they'll do bad things to you. He's abusing and hurting a lot of people. And intuitively, I feel it's going to come back to bite him. That's my prediction. It's not only him, his family. That's what my father used to say. You know, you have tail, don't run in crossfires because you may your body may make it over the fire safely, but your tail will get burned. So that's what Trump is about to learn, and his family, their arrogance. That's my prediction. So, my friends, hang in there. It's going to get worse. He's going to continue to act arrogant, full of himself. Laugh it off. Yeah, because it's going to come back to bite. And if he's not careful, he may end up like Tuchescu. Like I said, Tuchescu gave him the book, but he didn't read the last chapter, how Tuchescu met his maker. I'm not saying his fate is going to be the same as that, okay? Because in this country, you never know. If you asked me last year if we would be where we are today, I'd say, oh, no, Americans know better. The minute someone try to do anything that's close to what Trump is doing, they would rise up and boot you out. That's what I would have said last year. But a lot of things like Maddow, I could not believe Maddow put himself at such risk for Trump. But you know something? There are so many dummies in the world. Trump found a new crop of dummies to do his biddings for him. They're all going to go to prison. That's my prediction. This is going to be so fun. I don't know how well Trump is going to be at that time. But I have no idea what these people are thinking. But he's about to destroy a whole bunch of people. He convinced them they're going to be successful at maintaining a dictatorship in this country. Good luck. Not going to happen. That's my prediction. So my friends, don't let these things. Yes, it angered me this morning, although I'm not a fan of Bolton, but it reminded me. I'm going to say the person's name. We used to call him Father Lubin. We used to call him Père Lubin. He wasn't a priest, but in Haiti, respect for the elderly or people, respect is very important. When I was growing up in Haiti, I don't know about now. So those people, okay, when you see when you cake, hi Père Lubin, because he used to walk in the neighborhood and we used to say hi to him, and so you respect them, say hi Père Lubin. That's like Father Lubin. Père mean father, so we used to call him like that. But that's what happened to him when I woke up this morning and I heard about this. That's what it reminded me of. So I thought I'd share that, my friends, but don't worry, hang in there. Trump doesn't know how to dictate. This is going to go really bad. Okay. Gemini Girl says, so you are saying Trump will never be held accountable for anything he's done. Did I say that? I've been saying this so often, so much, it's not funny. How long have you been watching me, Gemini Girl? Raymond DeFasquari says, F-45 thought the Nobel Peace Prize was an American award, not realizing, yeah, it's a committee run by Scandinavians who support Ukraine. Exactly. Okay. Delphian says, the Bolton move is over the top. Yes, and then targeting Lakeisha James, yeah. I mean, all those things are going to come back. Sharon Jones says, hey, Milu, with the redistricting map in Texas overturned and the courts, there's a very good chance of that. I mean, intuitively I feel, okay, all those things. There is a war going on in this country at many levels. Trump is doing the best he can to ignite a civil war, okay? Texas, Abbott, DeSantis in Florida, among other Republican governors, okay, they are too eager to send National Guard to D.C., get into the gerrymandering to be in Trump's good graces, all of that. All those things are little wars. It is scaring, like I said in recent past, it's scaring Republicans in the House and in the Senate. It's scaring Justice Roberts in the Supreme Court, and some other, the liberals are not surprised, okay? But the people who thought, oh, this is no problem, we're going to be fine, they are shocked watching what Trump is doing. So they are just waiting for the cases that come up to put a kibosh on this, because it's not going to help anyone. And like I said, if this explodes, Trump thinks he's going to be able to bring in the military and turn it off. They may turn on him. That's my prediction. So, with this restricting map, I wouldn't be surprised if the courts put a stop on it. And it's going to be litigated anyway. I'm not an expert. I don't know that. I'll tell you they're going to go to court, but expert like Elias said the same while he said it. I did not know how. I know Texas is going to follow through with what they said. But is that stupid? And DeSantis. Okay? They're all trying to inherit my guy. They're doing every move they can, thinking that they're going to be able to, if something happens to Trump, they're going to be the next guy. Abbott has zero chance. He's stuck in that stupid whatever it is for whatever reason. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for him. He can pound salt. You know, this guy is very mean. Him and that lieutenant governor. I mean, this is the pets. Okay? They don't do anything to help their constituents. Look how many people, those kids who died recently. Instead of taking care of that, he's doing Trump's bidding for him. This is unconscionable. That's why I better stop here, but yeah. They all want to be in the good graces of the dear leader, thinking they're going to inherit his supporters. It's not going to happen. No. And that's not only the kids that died recently. Duvaldi, that school that should have killed all these kids, nothing is done. And DeSantis is the same way. Yeah. They're never going to be president. DeSantis, Abbott has zero chance. DeSantis has minus 10 chance of ever becoming president of this country. That's my prediction. Not going to happen. Okay. I don't even see him in front of the gate of the White House, never mind being inside. That's how bad it is. Delphian says emolument clause. What emolument clause? What emolument clause? I have truly missed you all. Have to feed my python. Oh, enjoy. I thought that was a question. Blue says, Milo Dorado. Oh, okay. That was saying hi. Arjuman that Mahal says, we are not hungry. Geology affects politics. Exactly. That I didn't think about that, but that's well said. The American culture is different and always has been. That's exactly the thing. Thank you for posting this. That's why I said, Orban and Putin have been training Trump. Ceausescu, I'm just saying Ceausescu to be facetious. Okay, I know Ceausescu was executed a long time ago, or 80s or 90s. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. Okay, and instead of Trump learning from these people and not doing the same stupid things, he's repeating it, thinking he's going to succeed. Not happening. Not in this country. What are they thinking? So thank you for posting this. You're right. Raymond DePasquale says the National Guard deployment is costing $424,000 a day. Oh, that's not enough to stop those people yet. They have billions. The cost of operating DC's entire homeless population is, exactly, $169,226. The thing is, they're not thinking in those terms. Trump is building a $200 million ballroom. How many people? Cancer research out of the window. We don't need it. Yeah. I'll look for one more. Kenneth Blanksley says, okay. Have a nice weekend, Kenneth. Kellyanne Smith says, Milo, did you hear about the judge has dismissed the $500 million on Trump? Yes, I mentioned that, but Letitia Jammeh is not going to give up, Judge, not like that. I read this morning that Letitia Jammeh is going to take another swap at him. Those judges, somebody said last year those judges were very conservative and they wouldn't be surprised if they side with Trump. They did not remove, they only, removed the money, okay, the penalty. But Trump is still a felon. But we know money is king to Trump. He doesn't care about his name or anything else. So they're running around saying they won. All victory. Yeah. All right. Okay, friends. Thank you very much, everyone. Shane Greenwich says, I heard Norm is running through this set of money DHS just received as well. Oh, yeah. Oh, she can spend. I mean, this thing is expensive. This is not watch when, next year or so, when Trump, whatever happens, we'll see. Wait a minute, somebody posted something here. I just happened to see it about Edgar Casey and Baba. Oh, I see it. Jacqueline Dagger says, Baba Vanga, Edgar Casey, and Nostradamus said 45 to pass on 8/23/2025. Really? How did you get that? I would love to know how you got that, but who am I to? I'm not. That would be interesting. Okay, friends. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmelo.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel, I'm still trying to reach 1 million. I'm a very ambitious guy, so please, if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. And also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Again, everyone, thank you. I will see you all. Those of you who attend my Saturday evening show, I'll see you there. And members, I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, bye.